Hello, my name is Frank Kitchen, and you're listening to A Shark's Perspective.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining A Shark's Perspective. I am Kenneth Kinney, but friends call me Shark. I'm a keynote speaker, strategist, a shark diver, host of this show, and your chief shark officer. How would you transform your professional dreams or visions from a thought into a reality? What mental barriers are holding you back? Are you in need of some fresh ideas? And are you getting rid of the stale ones? I caught up with today's guest at the 2022 National Speakers Association's Influence Conference, and we recorded a show live on site. Frank Kitchen is a professional speaker who has earned the Certified Speaking Professional designation by the National Speakers Association. And he's known as the Mindset Master Chef who works with organizations who want their people to break through the mental barriers they have to cook up the professional dreams they hunger for in business and life. And on this episode, we'll discuss some fresh ideas, what you tell your pregnant wife and father-in-law after you get fired and want to change careers, the National Speakers Association's Influence Annual Conference, earning a CSP and what that means, a recipe from going from vision to reality for what you're hungry for, getting past mental barriers, going from a stale office to a fresh environment, the 5-step recipe for success, having an NBA legendary Hall of Fame doppelganger, a 1,700-mile journey from one kind of heat to another, fruits and veggies, shark puns, kitchen puns, and a lot more. So let's tune into a Kitchen Fresh certified speaking professional with a professional speaking shark on this episode of A Shark's Perspective.
Frank Kitchen, welcome to A Shark's Perspective. If you would, tell us a little bit about your background and your career today. All right, so Mr. Shark, my name is Frank Kitchen. I am the Mindset Master Chef. Quite simply, I work with organizations who want their people to break through the mental barriers they have to cook up the professional dreams they hunger for. So simply put, I was chasing down this professional speaking dream. I had the wrong mindset. I was around the wrong people in the wrong environments, and that led me to being fired from my employer on Father's Day, of which I have to go back and talk to my wife and explain to her while she's 6.5 months pregnant that I've lost my job. It's Father's Day. We've got our second child on the way. And to make it even worse, we got to go to her parents' house that weekend, and I got to go to my father-in-law's house and go, I've got no job. Your third grandchild's on the way. I want to be a professional speaker. I love you. And that's how things started. But that's who I am. I teach people how to transform those professional dreams or visions from a thought into a reality.
So you got fired, lost your job then, she's pregnant. What became the motivation to help you? Because you could have sat in a dark place for way too long.
Yeah. So
it don't allow you to do that.
Yeah. well, the first one is, you're driving from Arizona to New Mexico, and I got my wife and we're talking about it, and we had to do some self-analysis, and I recognized it wasn't the world's fault. It wasn't anybody else. It was me. I wasn't putting the work or effort. I kept talking about I'm the speaker, I'm a professional speaker, but I wasn't putting the work in. So, I started talking to my wife, and, we had the conversation, and she agreed, like, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and put the full effort into it. But then she said scary words to me, which were, I'd signed up for a speaker showcase in New Mexico. She goes, take my dad with you. And he had never seen me speak in public before, so now I got to take my father-in-law to the speaker showcase with me, and I've got, hard enough that I've got high school kids there, but now I've got my father-in-law, retired, marketing exec, in the back of the room analyzing me. But the funny thing was, after the speech was over, he goes, let's go home and talk about this. And I brought a couple speaker friends with me to his house, and we sat in his backyard for several hours. And he goes, this is what you're meant to do. What can I do to help you? So once I got his validation, so I've got my wife approving, I've got my father-in-law approving, I was like, okay, you know what, let's make this happen.
So we're at the 2022 National Speakers Association's Influence at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel in Nashville, which is why you hear a lot of background noise. Big congratulations to you for getting a CSP this year, being awarded that. Talk a little bit about what the CSP is and what that means for you in your career.
Right. So CSP is Certified Speaking Professional, and it's the highest earned designation or accreditation you can get as a professional speaker. So it means, you can be nominated for different things, but for this one, you have to earn it. Over a 10-year period, you have to prove that you have so many paid speaking jobs, that you have earned so much money, you have peer review, you have client review, they review your business plan. So, it's like a 6-month process just to be able to earn this, but then the shortest you can get it is in 5 years. So, you have to put a lot of work into it. So this year we had 10 people who were, in our class. Since it got created in 1980 by Global Speaking Federation, 17 different federations, less than 1,000 people have ever earned it. So less than 17% of speakers worldwide, professional speakers, have ever earned this. So for me, what it means to me is, we're sharing. 7 years ago, I was fired on Father's Day, so broke, no work, no jobs. And then 7 years later, I'm on the stage being recognized in front of my peers as one of the top speakers in the world. I mean, so that's just validation to me that, quote, hey, I've got it. But it's also saying that, what, nothing is easy, but anything's possible, and really put your mind towards it.
I think you're off on the percentage though, because there's got to be a lot more speakers than that.
Yeah.
It's probably like 5% or less.
Or less. I mean, when I started thinking about it, I was like, what? There's 8 billion people on the planet,
Yeah.
and
there's only 5,000.
and there's like 950 speakers ever. I'm like, whoa! It's like talk about that's like less and less. Or Tom Singer, I know he's a friend of yours. I think he said there's like 226,000 professional speakers on LinkedIn. And if you think about only 950 roughly of those people have earned their CSP, yeah, I mean that's like what, less than 1%. I mean, so that's just blows me away.
Well, and I focus a lot of my own show, my own career on marketing and business growth. What is it going to do for you from a marketing perspective, how you present yourself as a brand?
Well, as a brand piece, my clients are already using it. I mean, to announce that you have one of the top speakers in the world stepping on the stage provides value, to the client. But for them, because they're risking their reputation to bring you in, it's a good marketing piece. Like, hey, guess what? We've vetted out different people, and we're bringing in, quote, one of the best to come and work with you. So that helps draw people in. So, I mean, it's just a great marketing tool, but it's almost like signing like, PhD or MD behind your name, because it's proof that, okay, I'm not just a speaker walking off the street. I've had, like I said, a peer review going, hey, you have worked, you put the years in, and guess what? We agree that, you are one of the best, because I believe 22 people submitted this year and only 9 got selected. So, I mean, so you have to earn this. I mean, so it's just like getting a degree or any type of, accreditation.
That means you're required to wear this super cool gangster Olympic medal now everywhere you go. Who was it that said somebody CSP'd their pants? That was you.
That was me. I didn't say that. That was one of our speakers today up on stage. I think that was Sean.
Sean, that's right. That was very funny.
That was very funny. But yeah, it's like you have to wear the medal. They say we're supposed to sleep in it, shower in it. I can't say I went to that extent, but I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get it, monogrammed here. You saw me last night. We took the big group selfie, but I'm gonna get the certificate, the medal, and the picture, and just put that up in the house. And it's just gonna remind me of any time I get down or think I can't do something, is to show that moment where I'm in Nashville, surrounded by all my peers, and being recognized for the work that I do.
Well, other than being a long journey figuratively, it was also a long journey physically to get here. So,
yes.
So 1,700 miles in 7 years.
Yep.
So what a lot of people also don't know about you is you had a very famous career as an NBA Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, like I was a NBA Hall of Famer, 5-time All-Star, Indiana Pacers. I was the 3-point champ. I mean, I know what you're going with the joke here. Yeah, a lot of people will comment and say that I look like Reggie Miller.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Has that helped you at all in your speaking career, or where's the celebrity run into in normal everyday life? Because you're not 6'8".
No, I'm not 6'8". So celebrity doppelganger, it does start conversations which are good. But the interesting one is it's been something I've been able to add to my speeches, in the sense of letting people know that, okay, I've got a celebrity doppelganger. I explain that we're one click away from achieving our dreams, personal or professional. So a lot of people for years were saying that I look like Reggie Miller. So I made it a point of, let me go try to meet Reggie Miller. So I was getting stopped in airports and at hotels. So I actually made a point to where I went and contacted him on social media. I actually had all my followers go and stalk him when he came to Phoenix, Arizona. And the funny thing was, he was in town, and anytime he goes to any town to broadcast the game, he goes, hey, fans, come meet me. We're going to do some trivia questions. I'll give you tickets to the game. I didn't want tickets to the game. I just wanted to meet him, because for 20 years, people have been saying I look like him. So I'm like, I just wanted to get the picture. So I was like, let me apply what I teach on stage, to my life. So I actually had everybody go stalking for a few hours, and I go on to Instagram Live one day. He's on, and he actually sees my name in the scroll. So as he sees my name, he goes, oh my God, Frank Kitchen. The guy's had his following harassing me all day because I made this hashtag, hashtag meet Reggie. And everybody had been harassing, putting side by side separated birth pictures. So he goes, okay, well, if you think you look like me so much, he's like, come meet me in downtown Phoenix, bring your Obama looking self. So he's got a good sense of humor. He's like, and we'll meet. So I was so happy, and I went on social media, and social media is the place where everybody's right and you can go do it. Like, hey, everybody, like, guess what? I was like, I'm going to meet Reggie. Thank you so much for helping me, living my dream. And then social media came back and goes, yeah, you're not meeting him tonight. Because I said, hey, I'm meeting him tonight. And they go, you're not meeting him tonight. Tomorrow's the game. So I had to actually write Reggie and go, hey, can I get a rain check? Because I was going to go speak the next day. So we go a few more years, and it became something where I said, hey, you know what? You don't live your dreams all the time. But I said, you know, I really want to go meet him. So in 2019, I set the goal of I'm going to go meet Reggie. And about 9-10 months go by, I still haven't met him. I haven't put the actions in. And the short story is, I was in Ohio speaking. My phone blows up from followers, and they go, Reggie's going to be in Phoenix. You need to go meet him. So I get back into Phoenix like about midnight. There's like a rainstorm, and he's supposed to go hiking that day, but the hike got rained out. And told people it's just not going to go work out. Followers come back in again, say, well, he's going to change his meeting time to noon at the arena. So I get approval from my wife. I get my daughter. We go down, and we actually got a chance to meet Reggie Miller. We took the picture. There's videos on YouTube. But the whole piece was I was explaining to people that we're one click away from making something happen. And when it comes to our job or our work, our our personal and professional dreams, is you have to be willing to go out there and do it. And the funny thing was, I wasn't so excited about me meeting Reggie Miller. It was watching the reactions of all the people who saw me do it. That inspiration was the piece that gets me going now, just showing people like, hey, anything is possible when you have the right mindset.
Who do you think is better? Are you a better keynote speaker, or is he a better three-point shooter?
Wow, that's probably the best question here during this podcast. So ego-wise, I should say I'm a better speaker than he's a three-point shooter, but at this point, he's number 3.
Take you in horse,
yes.
But you could take him in fresh.
Yes, I could take him in fresh. Right. I've seen him on the commercials, like State Farm, Wendy's, but no, yeah, I could take him on the stage. So yeah, on the court, yeah, I'm not going to take him, but yeah, I'll take him on the stage.
There you go. All right. Well, you can do the keynote for the NBA All-Star Game or something like that.
Hey, we'll do that.
Let's talk a little bit into the nitty-gritty of what it is you do, what you talk about. How is it that helping people break down these mental barriers are going to help them achieve new growth?
Yeah, so essentially I share with everybody, it sounds like your mindset is your mental cookbook. So if we're going to go make a meal right now, we're hungry for something, we're going to either go to Google or go to a cookbook to look for it. And if we don't see a recipe or see a prior recipe that we've had or had an experience with, we don't think we can do it. So for me or the people I work with, what I want to do is I want to provide them, visual proof of what can be done. So when I speak, I either share my story or people who I've worked with to remind everybody, it's like, hey, you don't have to be a speaker, you don't have to be, a diver. But guess what? These people found something that they're hungry for, that they're passionate for, and here's the steps or the recipe that they use to transfer from vision to reality. It's like, stop thinking about what you're doing, stop talking about it, start living it. In order to live it, you have to put the action in. So for me, I tell them, I share a recipe with them. I was like, here's a proven recipe for transforming that vision into reality. So that's the big piece is, for me and anybody I've known who struggled, our mental barriers become physical barriers. And I have to work with the groups to really go back and do self-reflection, because we want to blame everybody, especially in the United States. The American way is to blame or complain, which means it's not anybody else's fault. You have to go really look back. It's like, okay, well, what have I done? Have I put myself around the right people? Have I put myself in the proper environments? Or if I'm on stage, I start to share, it's like, okay, here's how we burn our meal. The vision is what we want, the thing that we hunger for. But many times what we'll do is we will wait. And you can't wait to make something happen. We will try to be somebody that we're not. We will, care about the opinions of people who don't care about us. We will try to be somebody who we're not. And all of these mental barriers become a physical barrier because our mind is designed to protect us. Not to cause pain, not to get us injured. So if we can self-justify why we might get hurt or why we can't do something, lying to ourselves, trying to be somebody or else, caring about somebody else's opinion, we're like, oh, they're not going to like it. You know what? I'm not as good as Shark. Hey, you know what? It's not the right time. Hey, you know what? I've never really accomplished anything good. We're actually doing that to protect ourselves, so we're actually holding ourselves back. So what I'm doing now as a speaker, I could have done years ago, but what happened was I held myself back mentally because we're here at this conference with all these amazing speakers. I didn't put myself around other amazing speakers who are making their careers happen. I just said, you know what? I'm not as good as them. So that's what I try to teach people is, what are your mental barriers? Once we can get past those, we can make the physical happen.
So how do you keep yourself from doing this as well? Because it's easy. I'm going to sort of lean on the stale versus fresh analogy.
There we go.
How do you keep yourself from falling into that trap as well?
So yeah, great question. And the big piece is, as you said, you try not to surround yourself by stale people. I was talking with my wife earlier today, and she was saying, she went to a table, and there's some people with a fixed mindset. And the fixed mindset was, let's find all the problems, let's point all the problems out versus offering solutions. Fresh people, a fresh mindset are people who are offering solutions. Anybody can point out a problem. But what happens is we all want solutions. We got to be around people who point out solutions. So we're here at this conference right now, and everybody here, majority are saying, okay, you're telling me right now, Frank, here's the tools you need to start a podcast. That's a solution. Fixed mindset is, I've never done a podcast before. I don't have the equipment. I've never done it. I'm not good at it. And guess what? You're not going to do it. But if I go hang out with Shark, and Shark's like, hey, Frank, here's all the things you can do. If you have any questions, please let me know. That's the fresh mindset. What can we do that's either new, exciting, unexpected, but that's how we grow.
So what would your advice to be if you're in a workplace? Because when you're taking yourself somewhere outside of there, you can focus on that and yourself, look in the mirror, hopefully deal with it. But there's a lot of business offices I've been part of, as you probably have as well, that stale is a polite word.
Yeah.
Rotten.
Rotten, yeah. I mean, essentially, when I'm on stage, I share with people, it's like, you either have to find that fresh environment or you have to create it. Now, many times, I'm honest, in the workplace, you may look at that workplace and say, hey, you know what, it's not going to change. And you might have to take yourself out of that workplace and find a new workplace. Or there's other occasions where you can step up to be the leader and say, hey, you know what? And you can start small. What's the complaint that you have? Go to the leader, go to your boss, go to your manager, go to the, supervisor, and make a suggestion, because many times for our employers, people come to them with complaints. Here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong. But very few people come and make a suggestion or offer some advice on how we can improve it, of which that may get you into a leadership position, a role, or give you some responsibility, which gives you a chance to move up. So while you're complaining about growth professionally, guess what? The other person over here is making options, and they go, hey, you know what? Frank brings ideas. Or my wife's next to us right now, Kelly brings ideas. You know what? That's the person to go to, versus the person who's always complaining, always waiting around, never saying anything. I work for an employer where I had all these ideas. I'm like, I'm going to go work super hard, and they're going to see how hard I work, and then they're going to promote me. Okay?
That's the same mindset everybody
has. Promotion came up, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I went to the person and goes like, hey, how come I didn't get the promotion? And they go, you never asked. I never spoke or made a suggestion. So when you ask about the workplace, anybody I work with, I go, hey, you know what? You've got to go share those ideas with the workplace. And it's like, if they don't take them, then you're not meant to be there. You're going to have to leave and go find a place that is respectable to your, receptive to your ideas, or truly valued by listening to your ideas. So that's the whole case about the environment, is you either find an environment that's going to allow you to grow, or you're going to have to create that environment for yourself.
But what if you're the manager trying to motivate your team to get out of that?
So the first piece is, let's say you and I go to a restaurant right now, and when I work with managers, if you and I go to a restaurant right now and they put the menu on, you and I probably have the conversation and go, what are you hungry for? And you're going to explain to me what you want, and I'm going to say the same thing. So we came through Memphis, you gave me the list of where I should go. Guess what? That was the vision. You started to share it with me. Too many people in management do not share what they hunger for, what the vision is, what they want. They're like, okay, I'm waiting for them to bring the ideas. So we said, waiting doesn't happen. So when we're hungry for something, guess what? We have no problem sharing with people at the table that we're hungry. And many times when you share what you're hungry for, I will find it on the menu before you do. Like, hey, Shark, I found it. And you're like, hey, Frank, I found what you want. And then that is what starts to build up. So when I'm working with managers, I explain to them, like, have you ever sat down in front of your employees and explained your vision? Explain what you want. Explain where you want to go. Explain the change that you want to go do to get them excited, to give them, quote, a target to shoot for. They go, no. I was like, so the problem's not your employees. You have created the culture of nobody says anything. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's going to sit on their hands and wait. I was like, it's up to you to create that environment. And it's like that attitude becomes contagious to where, boom, everybody's starting to share ideas.
So talk to me a little bit about the 5-step recipe for career advancement.
All right. So the 5-step recipe, quite simply, is this. Essentially, it's my diary. Like when things, quote, fell flat on my face, these are the 5 steps of what I did. So the first one it's called living fresh. So the idea is, don't talk about it, don't think about it, live it. We remember by how we live more than what we say or what we think about. So the F in fresh is for focus. What are you focused on? What are you hungry for? Many people, when I work with the CEO, she goes, well, the focus is to make more money. So I challenged her. I go, well, how much money do you want to make? She's like, more money than last year. I'm like, okay, but how much do you want to make? She goes, more money than last year. So by the time I get to about the 6th time I asked her the question, she looks at me and goes, I want to make more effing money than last year. And I went back to her, I'm like, but how much do you want to make? She's like, why are you asking these questions? Like, so if we make $1 more than last year, is that enough? She goes, no, I would like to make at least 10% more. So we have to be clear with our focus. What do we really want? So that's the first piece.
Well, she did say effing.
Yeah,
So she was getting
she's
the F
getting there. Yeah,
to start.
she's getting it in there. Right. So she got the F word in there. That's really great. So the first piece is, what's the focus? You know, what do you want? How much of it? When do you want it? So if we're going to be working in the workplace, hey, you know what? In 5 years, I'd like to be the supervisor, or I'd like to, you know, get this position. You know, put it down. Put it somewhere where you can go see it. Be very focused and intentional with what you want. From there, we got to get resourceful. So now the case is, what do we need to make it happen? So if we're making a recipe right now, we're going to list the ingredients. And the number one ingredient we need is a network. Who are the people around us that we need? The human resources. Because we don't have all the answers, but we probably have somebody in our network who has the answers, who can go direct us. We're in this world where we try to do everything by ourselves, but you don't have to. Like, people will ask me, it's like, hey, Frank, man, you must have busted your butt. I'm like, no, I'm surrounded by a great team of people, and each person has a different role to help me play. I was like, I'm the tip of the iceberg, but there's probably 20 people around me who help me out. So what are the resources that you need to, quote, create this career success? From there, are you enthusiastic about it? I know you're enthusiastic about diving. I know it keeps you up at night, it makes you smile, your body language changes. Well, I share with people, it's like, if the dream or the goal doesn't keep you awake at night in a good way, you're not thinking about it, you're not reading about it, I was like, don't go for it. Because the human body and the mind, guess what? We are not designed to want to go do work. I mean, like, how many hours does it take to get certified to be a scuba diver?
Too many.
Too many, right. But we're not motivated by work. And what we have to do is we have to recognize that how should I say it? It's like the emotion of the result must be stronger than the emotion of the work. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, when you go scuba diving, you're not thinking about getting the tanks together and going in the weights and all this piece and traveling and making sure, you know, oh, wait, I can't fly in on this day because I have to make sure that the lungs and the decompression, oh, I got to make sure the flight's 2 days after my last dive. What's going to happen is everybody's like, that's just too complicated. Let's not do it. But you're going, hey, you know what? I'm going to be off the grid. I'm going to be seeing things I've never seen before. I'm going to go deeper than I've ever gone before. The result is what drives us. So when we're going for this work, but like, well, what are you going for? What is, like, I had a fire captain I worked with. I'm like, what's this going to provide for you? He goes, more security for my family, trips for my family. And I was like, do you see how your body language changed? He's like, yeah. He was thinking about the result more than the work. So that's the E. From there, we have to be strong. And it's not strong physically, but strong mentally. Where our mind goes, our body, in our case for speakers, our mouth will follow. So the idea is, what environments are you placing yourself in? Are you putting yourself around strong-willed, strong-minded people? We're in a room full of these people right now. Or fixed mindset people where they don't want to go. So what environments? What are you consuming? Mentally, I'm like, podcasts that you listen to, books that you read, the media. I mean, we've got people where, think about it. Our media right now, we look at it, we watch the news. First 30 minutes is all negative, and then the last minute is a puppy. But that doesn't take care of that piece there. I mean, we're told about how good we're not doing. Like, I talked to a marketing teacher one time, and he goes, hey, if you watch any TV commercial, he goes, it's designed to make you feel worse about yourself. But someone's like, well, what about the family of four in the car that goes to the house? He goes, well, think about it. You need to have an SUV. You need to have a boy and a girl. You need to have a picket fence. It needs to be a 2-story house. And he goes, that's all designed to make you go and buy something. So he's like, mentally that holds you back. So we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves around mentally strong people, consuming the right information to help us go towards our goal. And then from there, we got to be honest. That's the H. And honest is, how are we helping the process? What can we build on from in the past? I mean, have you ever driven stick shift?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I think about, okay, can you do anything tough? I'm like, hey, guess what? I drove a stick shift in Pennsylvania up and down hills. You know, I stalled it, popped the clutch, did all the piece there, but honesty is just a case of, what am I doing to help or hurt the process? But more importantly, what are some experiences that I've had in the past that I've learned from that I can apply to this one now? It's a self-reflection piece. Instead of thinking about what other people are doing, what the criticism that you got, it's like you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? The person who controls me living this dream looks at me in the mirror every day. It's no one else. It's me. So honestly, I've got to get up. I've got to put the work in. And when you break it down, focused, resourceful, enthusiastic, strong, and honest, now you're not just talking about it anymore. You're starting to put this together, this plan, and that's what fresh means.
Yeah, and you say stick shift, most people are going to have to Google that because they're going to think that's some prehistoric time travel machine.
Hey,
Back when we lived in black and white and Betamax. So
black and white, VHF, UHF, I mean, yeah, just all that craziness.
We didn't achieve color until the mid to late 80s. So, all right, so Frank, you've been diving before. I asked this of everybody on the show. What is your favorite kind of shark and why?
Favorite kind of shark and why? I'm going to say it because it's my daughter's favorite, the bamboo shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bamboo
Run
shark.
a lot of aquariums.
Mhm. A lot of aquariums. I used to work at the Phoenix Zoo years ago, but
Yeah.
that's where the kids can touch them and they can kind of feed. So it's kind of like their first approach to a shark, because a lot of times people try to just throw people in the deep end or scare them. That bamboo shark is a kind of understanding, like, hey, guess what? All the sharks aren't Jaws. All the sharks aren't going to hurt you. So it's just a case of, exposing them to, guess what? Sharks are nice. They're not what the media or the world portrays them to be.
All right, so it's time for the special part of my show.
Okay.
Are you ready for the 5 most interesting and important questions that you're going to be asked today?
Let's go for it.
All right, number 1. You're a very healthy, annoyingly healthy vegan. Fresh fruit or fresh vegetables?
Fresh fruit.
Amen to that.
All right.
All right, number 2. You drove from Phoenix to Nashville, so you've experienced a lot in a few days. You prefer dry heat or humidity where you're sweating your shirt off in 10 seconds here?
Oh, you got to go dry heat because, the kids are asking me and my wife to pick them up, carry them around. They're sticking to us. The clothes are sticking to us. So, yes, you got to go to dry heat.
All right, number 3. You're in the kitchen. Who do you prefer to cook with? Emeril Lagasse or Paula Deen?
I'm going to go Emerald because Paula Deen just loves too much butter.
Yeah.
So Paula Deen might kill us. So at least Emerald, he might drink us to death. But, so I think that'd be less painful than like dying of a coronary.
I just ate at a Paula Deen's, and the meal should have come with a defibrillator. It was amazing food, but everything was butter, butter, butter.
2 sticks of butter?
Exactly. So number 4, CSP, which you've achieved, and again, congratulations, or CPAE.
For me,
probably next aspiration.
Yeah, so everybody saying, so CPAE, that's Hall of Fame. And obviously that's being recognized by your peers. But I'm going to say CSP because it means I earned it and I put the work in. So it's just proof and validation to me that I did the work.
Oh, man. All right. Number 5, and the most important question you're going to be asked today. Vegan or non-vegan, you choose. Biscuits or cornbread?
Oh, I've heard you ask this one before. It's got to be cornbread. My family's from South Carolina, so you got to go
There
to
you go.
cornbread.
Okay.
Cornbread's the thing I go for. My wife knows about that one, so
Good
yeah.
choice. Well, Frank, where can people find out more about you? Find some recipes,
Okay. So there's
business recipes, mindset recipes.
Yeah.
Find out more about you and learn about the CSP and more.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hire you as my marketing guy, so it's just going to be frankkitchen.com. So FRANK and then another K, kitchen spelled just like the room, because people always ask me, how do you spell it? So frankkitchen.com. Go there. You're going to find blogs, videos, YouTube channel links, but everything's in that one spot. So just look up Frank Kitchen.
Well, you and I share something. I mean, Shark has been part of me my whole life. So I do a lot of Shark points. You do kitchen. You're going to be recipes and fresh and kitchen stuff.
Yep.
So we are stuck in that kind of speech for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, it's just going to be puns and more puns, right?
Exactly,
All right.
exactly. All right, Frank, thank you so much for joining us today on A Shark's Perspective.
Hey, Shark, great to be here. Thank you.
So there was my conversation with Frank Kitchen, a professional speaker who has earned the Certified Speaking Professional designation by the National Speakers Association. And he's known as the Mindset Master Chef who works with organizations who want their people to break through the mental barriers they have to cook up the professional dreams they hunger for in business and life. Let's take a look at 3 key takeaways from my conversation with him. First, what's your recipe for success? For a lot of people, it's unfortunately trying to be something they're not. A lot of us hunger for something different, but build something around us that holds us back. Frank said, once you get past the mental barriers, then you can make the physical happen. And that's a great point. You might just be holding yourself back from inaction. So start cooking up whatever you need to move forward and tear down those walls. Second, love the point on sharing your vision, especially for managers. When's the last time that you as a manager or you saw your manager truly sit down with employees and share the vision? You can tell people where you want to go, or let's stay with the metaphor a bit further with cooking and what's the meal you want to cook. It's rare to never that managers explain how they're getting to the dish. They just tell you what the dish is. Sometimes you have to explain to people how you're going to cook the pie and not just show them a slice. What are the ingredients? Are we baking? Are we microwaving? Is it more salt and less pepper? Or vice versa? People often need to understand more than just telling them pie. Your team will buy into your vision much more quickly when they better understand the how and the why you get to the result. Let everyone in to understand your pie making process and they'll buy into it more quickly. And wow, I'm really hungry for some pie now. Third, should you worry about what people think about you? Except for the ones I love, I don't. I won't let stale people bring me down. Help me point out other stuff I'm wrong on? Absolutely. Pull me down? No way. Being successful as a speaker or a person is a mindset choice, much more than your wallet or your accomplishments. And if you want to be successful, then surround yourself with successful people and do the best you can to cook up a better future and a better you. Got a question? Send me an email to kenneth@asharksperspective.com. Thank you again for the privilege of your time, and I am so thankful to everyone who listens. Please consider writing a review, letting me know your thoughts on the show. This shark is not letting any barriers hold me back. Join us on the next episode of A Shark's Perspective.